Good morning, everyone. We are just about to get started. Hope you are all having a good start to your day. All right, let's jump right in. Good morning, everyone. My name is Meteorologist Mike Linden. I am a meteorologist here on the My Radar team here in Orlando, Florida. It is just past 11:30 here on Friday. Gosh, almost said Saturday. Friday, the 6th of September. And history has been made this morning. Hurricane Dorian at 8:35 this morning, according to the National Hurricane Center, made landfall in Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. Before we get into the forecast, as we do with these live chats, if you guys have any questions for me, just pop them in the chat. Feel free to let me know as well where you are watching from. Got this cord hanging here. See if I can do anything about it. There we go. Again, be sure to ask me if you guys have any questions for me, and I will answer them as we work our way through the chat here. So I hope that you guys are doing well and staying safe. But let's make this full screen and let's just jump right in, shall we? All right, so here is the radar loop of Hurricane Dorian over the past couple of hours, and you can see that right at 8:35, that's when Dorian made landfall. And there you go. I can pause it. That's at 8:56. Let me jog it back to the approximate time. Oop, that's as far back as I can go. Let me pick the last 4 hours here, and I will go to 8:35 right there. That is the time, at least according to the National Hurricane Center, that Dorian did make landfall. You can see this green box here. That is a flash flood warning, and that is in effect for the coastal area of the Cape Hatteras area, just to the east of Portsmouth there. But nonetheless, this is where Dorian made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane, 90-mile-per-hour maximum sustained winds, significantly weaker from where it was just a couple of days ago. And it's really hustling now, moving toward the northeast at 14 miles per hour. Let me pull this back up here. Rather, at 17 miles per hour. It has picked back up on its journey toward the northeast, and you can see that it is still not done with a lot of the coastal areas of Virginia and North Carolina. South Carolina, you're looking much better now, but now that the eye of the storm is sitting off the coastline, it still doesn't mean that you're out of the clear. There's still a lot of rain working its way northward, and there are quite a few areas, a lot of real estate that are dealing with watches and warnings so far this morning. The red color, that is a hurricane warning, and that is where Dorian is right now. You can see the storm right here around the red boxes. Now, this purple color here, that's for the Norfolk area of Virginia, extending northward into and around near the Baltimore area, but Baltimore not in that tropical storm warning. Ocean City, Maryland, the Delmarva Peninsula, right here you are, though, in that tropical storm warning. And how about near Massachusetts, Cape Cod, also under a tropical storm warning. Maine and the coastal area of just near Bangor there is under a tropical storm warning, and then all the way into Canada, a tropical storm watch in effect for Nova Scotia. And look at this, a tropical storm, or a hurricane watch, I should say, in effect for Nova Scotia, and then up into Newfoundland, a tropical storm watch in effect as well. Dorian going to cover a lot of ground here over the next couple of days. A Category 1 storm right now, really hustling toward the northeast at 17 miles per hour, and the National Hurricane Center expects this thing to really cover a lot of distance over the course of the day today. I mean, that's about 385 or roughly or so miles working its way toward the northeast, and that represents so much change from just a couple of days ago when Dorian was literally sitting stationary over the island of Grand Bahama. Now, Dorian is moving way faster. It is a weaker storm, but it is moving way faster. By Saturday morning, could still be right off the coastline there of Massachusetts as a Cat 1 hurricane. A good reason as to why you are seeing that tropical storm warning in effect for Cape Cod. You can see it right here, dealing with a lot of rain already from Dorian, let alone when it works its way northward. By Sunday, Dorian is all the way here up and into Canada, potentially still at Cat 1 strength before weakening to near a tropical storm at 70 miles per hour, continuing to work northward all the way into the northern Atlantic by early Monday of next week. Could even be making a run at the UK. How about that? It's significantly weaker at that point, just remnants of Dorian, but it could still bring some rain to the UK. So let's look at the last 24 hours here of satellite data. And I'm going to stop it at landfall. We're going to pause just before landfall, right about here. And there you can see the eye of the storm sitting right over, next to, I should say, to the east of the coastline of North Carolina. And right there, bam, 8:35, right there. That is the eye of the storm making landfall over Cape Hatteras. While it certainly wasn't a major hurricane, nor anything above that, Cat 3, 4, or 5, Dorian has made history. It has now made landfall in the United States. And with all of the damage it has left behind, with the victims, the death toll in the Bahamas, I really don't think you're ever going to see this name again. It is still far too early to say that, but I would really, really bet 99.999% sure that Dorian will be retired by the end of the year. So over the past 24 hours, Dorian has really caused a lot of destruction, especially in South and North Carolinas. A lot of beach erosion, a lot of inland flooding, tornadoes in North Carolina, so really making a lot of noise on its way through the eastern coastline of both North and South Carolina. Shout out to the Palmetto State. And as North Carolina deals with it now, a storm surge warning is still in effect, a possible 2 to 7 feet of storm surge, not only for Morehead City and the Hatteras area, but Kitty Hawk too, northward into Norfolk, Virginia. Again, 2 to 7 possible feet of storm surge, accompanied by large destructive waves. Let's take a look at a high-res computer model here of Dorian. And you'll see as to why Cape Cod is under this tropical storm warning, because Dorian is likely to come really close to it. Could even bring rain to the Massachusetts area, to Connecticut, Rhode Island, even up into here for New York City, and even northern New Jersey could start to see some severe thunderstorms popping up as Dorian extends northward, let alone severe thunderstorms, some very strong winds coming onshore too. And here is how close Dorian is going to come to Massachusetts. Not a landfall situation, but very, very close. And a lot of rain pushing through New England at this time, even up into Portland, Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. So Dorian covering so much real estate, let alone the United States, all the way into Canada too. Nova Scotia and Newfoundland there, dealing with Dorian later this weekend and into next week. And you can see here on the water vapor, Dorian really getting going, but a lot of moisture is out ahead of Dorian as it continues to kind of elongate there. So still not done with the rain threat just yet. The winds will rapidly diminish, but the rain threat continues to be a huge factor as Dorian advances northward. So let's take some time here to answer some of your questions. My apologies for flying through that. That might be the fastest we have ever done. I've ever gone through one of these forecasts here. But Dorian is what it is. It is still impacting people dealing with these hurricane force winds, as well as the storm surge and the rain. But Dorian has really diminished when you look at these past couple of days and compare it to today. So let me look at the comments here. We've got someone watching in the Outer Banks saying that they are under a storm surge warning. That is correct. Shout out to you, Michael. Thank you very much. Some kind words for us. Goldo in Vero Beach, shout out to you. Andrew asking, what is the total expected rainfall for the coastal communities? As far as the rainfall is concerned, even for these spots right here, we could be looking at, again, 5 to near 8 inches of rain potentially. Someone's saying their power just went out, yet they're still watching, so they must be doing so on their cell phones. Stay safe. And we've got Evangeline watching from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Shout out to the Hawkeyes. What else we got here? Let me look at the other comments. And it looks like we should be okay. Looks like I have pretty much covered everything for you here. Again, we will continue to keep the Dorian coverage and hurricane coverage going just as long as the storm remains a threat to land in the United States. Of course, it is the start of peak season, folks. We are just getting into it now. If you recall Hurricane Matthew in 2016, that was in October, the beginning and middle of the month of October. So we are just now getting started, and the National Hurricane Center is even watching a couple of other areas of interest off toward the Atlantic. We've got Tropical Storm Gabrielle right now in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We have got Yet another potential tropical wave just off the coastline of Africa that is expected to work its way west toward the Lesser Antilles, potentially over the course of the next 5 days. And confidence remains a little high in the development of that one, 70% chance. This is a similar zone to where Dorian formed. Does not mean that it is going to be a repeat of what happened, but it is certainly an area worth watching. Remember, hurricane season is just now getting started, or the peak of it, I should say. So that's going to do it for us here at My Radar. Let me pull this graphic up here. If you are not following us on social media, please do so. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as on Twitter or on YouTube as well. Be sure to like the videos on YouTube. It really helps us out. And of course, remember to click on that notification bell when you subscribe, just to be sure that you always know whenever we drop a new video. We've got how-to videos, tutorial videos, of course, these live updates, Leslie Hudson's fast forecast, plus so much more exciting content. Some of your favorite meteorologists we have interviewed on the My Radar podcast, and once hurricane season calms down a little bit, we should have some new episodes of the podcast coming soon. So that gives you more reason to subscribe. Again, click on that notification bell. That way you always know whenever we drop a new video and when we go live. But that's going to do it for us here at My Radar in Orlando, Florida. I have been meteorologist Mike Linden, and from all of us here at My Radar, stay safe and stay dry. We'll catch you in the next one.